In this video, I'm going to show how to do some jelly plate printing. For this project, you'll want to do a little bit of prep ahead of time, selecting some textures and texture tools that can be used to apply some textures to your surface of your jelly block print. So you will likely need a couple of paintbrushes to match the colors of your paint. You're going to need some paint, and these can be taken from the bottles or from cups, depending on how it's set up. You'll need some texture tools, and there's a wide variety for you to choose from. And you'll likely need a brayer. To start with, you want to start with coating your plate with some basic color. So I'm going to just add a little bit of paint to my surface. And I'm going to use separate brushes because I don't want these to get mixed up in the containers. So if I need to get more paint later, I can use the same brush because it hasn't been overdone. Okay. Now that I have some paint on here, I can use the brayer to fully coat my jelly plate. And this process can be quick and dirty. It doesn't necessarily take a lot of finesse. Okay. So now that I have ink or paint across my whole surface, my brayer's job is mostly done. I can set it aside. And now my job is to actually pull some of these paints and colors off of this plate by using some of my textures. So press your textures into the plate and lift off. And you can move them somewhere else. You can also use like a scraper to scrape different lines or textures into your space if you choose. You can also use other printed information to add color or print back in. So in this case, I'm going to refresh and add some like fresh red onto this print that I got from the texture area. I'm going to just roll it out to make sure that all the top level surfaces are covered. And then I'm going to press that onto my plate. Before you start this process, do make sure you have your paper ready to go for when you're done with your plate setup. I feel like that's probably a good use of my textures. Maybe I'll do one more right here. I just want to get this cool heart kind of in there somewhere. Maybe a couple places. If you feel like something doesn't show up as well as you want, and you want to have some additional linear information, you could always go in with the back end of a paintbrush and do some almost painted information. Okay, I feel like that works pretty well and I'm ready to print. I'm going to grab my paper and I'm actually going to put it, I'm going to turn this way, and I'm going to start my paper at the top edge. And I'm going to set my paper and lightly rub on the back side of the paper as I'm setting it down. Then I'm going to lift off. We have a really nice dark print. And I'm going to actually set it again, lining up where it, kind of the edge of where it printed before. I'm going to put my paper back down. Rub the back of that and lift again. And I still have some ink or paint left on my paper or my jelly plate. So I'm going to go ahead and set my plate down one more time. And this time I'm going to try to just rub on the part that didn't have any printing yet. And pull off that third one. If you look at your finished print, if you see white spaces, you can either trim those or go back and add more by putting it on the jelly plate again. To clean your jelly plate, you'll just take a sponge and wipe it down, and then a paper towel and wipe it down, and then it's ready for the next person to use. That's it.